Just letting you know, this is only my spoiler first impressions of the episode. Check my pinned comment for a free gift related to this video. And to watch my unfiltered reactions with exclusive bonuses, join my Asha Media TV Club. The link is in the description box below. Now, here's my afterthoughts of this episode of Supernatural.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I would have never, ever anticipated an episode like this. And when I first kind of suspected, okay, are we getting like a baby perspective? I was like, how do you make an episode out of that? Well, this is how! This is how you make an episode out of that. And it's so well done. And thankfully, the shaky cam stuff of it wasn't too bad, you know? I was a bit worried at times it was going to get a little visually kind of tough for me to, because it can sometimes get me, it gets a little dizzying. And I think that's why some people just don't like shaky cam. But they did a pretty decent job with it. Enough for me to enjoy the episode thoroughly. And okay, let me go from a little bit of the beginning stages, starting off with Dean in the back seat, handcuffed, and then 48 hours earlier. And I love the opening of them cleaning baby up. And that's why I was like, well, why are we getting that perspective from inside the car looking out? And I guess it's meant to be like, her baby's eyes, baby's POV on many fronts, what gets lost in the back seat, what gets caught underneath, and very cool for showing it as much as they could from that point of view. I really enjoyed that. And I guess it's fair to say this is the one episode up to date where we see the most driving, the most interaction with the baby car than ever. And it's almost like a day, I guess, a day in the life of baby. And with them working at K's and how crazy it can get. This was crazy shit. It was funny as hell, though. I'm telling you, Jensen, he has a career in comedy. And it reminded me of a Canadian actor. He's in those Naked Gun movies. Leslie Neeson, right? I think that's his name. My mom loves him. But one thing I remember about him, because I saw like a biography thing watching that with my mom because she loves him, and I could have sworn it had said he was an actor that did a lot of serious stuff in the first part of his career, and then later on did a lot of comedy in the latter part of his life. And I totally see that for Jensen Ackles specifically. I mean, mind you, not to say that Jared wouldn't have that potential. It's just that you don't see so much of Jared's comedic chops in the show, and I'm not watching behind the scenes stuff with him in it. I mean, I do see a sense of humor in some of the Comic-Con stuff I've seen, and of course in the gag reel. So I'm sure it could apply to him too. But I mean, in performance terms, it's just more prevalent in the show with Jensen as Dean. So just, I totally see that kind of career path for them. Comedy would work out. All right, let's take a look at some really fun scenes. Let's go from the beginning. Yes, at the Roadhouse. I'm very, very happy that they gave a happy ending for Sam for a change, He definitely needs that once in a while. And if you have been watching my reactions since season 1, whenever the boys score, I'm always happy for that. I'm like, that person is joyful for you because you're joyful or because something's good. I just love that. It's infectious to me. And for just fictional characters in TV, I'm like, yeah, you got laid. All right, good for him. Get some of that tension out, Okay, so yeah, that was nice to see. And then they had that very brief conversation, but it's a conversation they've had before about wanting more than what they have. And although I know that they won't have nobody significant in their life in the series. If they did, the concept of Dean having a hunter partner, that's pretty cool. I wonder if that would have worked out, because I'm thinking someone like Joe, right? If it was someone where there was a mutual feelings that way, I think that could have worked out for him. And yeah, essentially, that could have been a possibility. And For Sam, though, I'm going to be honest, for Sam, considering he has such a pattern of being drawn to the supernatural, I mean, we have Ruby, right, as being the first kind of love of his life in a sense, aside obviously from Jessica. But after the fact with that, I could see him falling for someone who is supernatural but is good. And I could see something there. If I had to matchmake him, because there's so many episodes where he's empathetic to the monster, you know, he's empathetic to give them the benefit of the doubt. We have Amy. We know how that turned out, but I'm just thinking that considering his history, considering all he's been through, it almost seems fitting that he would, you know, perhaps find a nice vampire girlfriend or something. I don't know. Just someone in the supernatural realm would be a nice fit. But anyway, let's move on. I love this episode. This is such a good episode. There's just so much to it. I mean, I kind of don't want to recap every single part of it, but scenes that really stand out to me, we have the Castell on the phone scene, which I loved how they did that. And Misha did such a good job in making it sound so much more fun, because it's not easy to pull off having presence in an episode but not actually being there. And putting all of that into your voice that we get through the phone call, and then timing it with Dean and his actions in the fight. And he's there, you know, Dean, are you there? That was really, really well done. Very well done. Kudos to Misha on that, because it takes a good actor to perform a voiceover that is part of the scene, interacting with the actual live action situation. Really cool there. What else were fun scenes? Oh, the fight in the car with the woman and Sam oblivious, counting pennies or talking to the cashier. That was fantastic. That was fantastic, especially at the point where Dean's just punching her like his life literally in that moment depended on it, and then she gets it over him. Oh, that was just so well choreographed. And as I had said, like, I think this is the first episode where I've seen so much physical fighting back and forth in close contact like that. If there's a previous episode that had that kind of back and forth exchange with Dean like that, let me know. But this is, to me, felt very new. It was awesome. Okay, so I'm going to end it off with more or less the bigger picture story here. Monsters are afraid of darkness. Dude's building an army. So if he's building an army and he's a monster they've never even heard of, as they kind of said, means that chances are all other monsters out there are catching up to this threat of darkness. And the whole scene with Sam in the car with his father and this back and forth, is it God? Is it not God? Is it God? Is it not God? And everything I was saying in my previous reaction videos, they have Sam say with his lines, you know, I prayed and all of a sudden this is happening. I just can't see any other way around it. So I am choosing to believe that God will show up in this season. The conversation is too on the nose, and if darkness is such a powerful presence to the degree that monsters are trying to build armies against it. I mean, Amara has the power to recreate a whole new world, which is not God's job. So, yeah. I'm hashtag God's coming. I can't wait. Because I can't see anything else. And I don't want to believe this show is just going to tease it in a mean fashion. Unless they subvert where it's going to be maybe a God-like character, right? Just right under God, but an equal match to Amara. I'd be fine with that too. A whole new powerful baddie. We'll see. It's only episode 4. It's only episode 4. Ashamoji. 5 Ashemojis. Yes. Definitely one episode to remember. And I think on the DVD when I was downloading this episode, there was a commentary episode with it. So maybe on my lunch I might have it play out there and I'll listen to it here and there to see some of the whatever stuff about making this. I tend not to really watch those commentary episodes, to be honest. Maybe when I ever decide to rewatch Supernatural again in the far future, I might watch them, but yeah, not making any promises. You're more than welcome, if you know that commentary quite well, to break down the jot notes about it. I don't mind that. Okay, so there you have it. Those are my thoughts about episode 4 from the 11th season of Supernatural. If you want early access to my reactions to SPN way earlier than what you're seeing right now on YouTube, join my club. Details is in the description box below. You'll get full access to my unfiltered reactions as well as bonus reactions that I share exclusively with club members. So until episode 5, people, until that comes around, I will see you soon. Peace out.
Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe and check out my other videos.